This is Jack Taylor once again with the beerandbourbonreview.com. I'm here with, if I was in Mexico, you'd be mi amigos.
But you're not.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
You went to a Mexican restaurant.
I did. I had a burrito. It was tasty. I'm here with my good friend.
Montgomery.
Well, hello, sir.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And?
Diesel.
Diesel.
Yeah. This week's beer.
This was fun. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I agree. This is a real good beer. It's called Saison Ale, and it's by Schlafly Brewery in St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis Brewing Company.
St. Louis Brewing Company. And disclaimer, this is a Midwest beer. It's mostly sold in Missouri, Illinois, so you might have a little trouble finding it if you're outside of those areas. But I think we really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
This is a beer I was excited about.
Yeah.
Did you know, Jack, that this is St. Louis's largest U.S. brewery?
Oh, and that's because Budweiser got bought out. Anheuser-Busch, I'm sorry, got bought out by
InBev.
That's so right. I never even thought about that.
This guy now says he's the owner of Schlafly says he's St. Louis's largest U.S.-based brewery.
And now this
that's the
guy's
guy's honest truth.
Now, this guy's pretty interesting, correct?
Yeah,
because
he took on Anheuser. I shouldn't say he took on Anheuser. He was the first brewery to open in St. Louis since God created Earth.
In 89, I think. 88, 89.
I thought it was 91 or 92. But yeah, that early 90s, late 80s, he was the first one to start up a new brewery in St. Louis. So
and actually
he's
pretty
done well.
interesting. If you do the Anheuser-Busch tour, now back in the day, back in the 1800s, 1900s, there was a ton of breweries in Missouri. I mean, just a ton of them.
Yep.
All over St. Louis.
Most of your German communities, though. I mean, you go into throughout the country, if they had a large German population, which St. Louis did, why they had a number of small.
I mean, it's probably like 100 or so, right?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't that right?
Neighborhood breweries, yep.
Right.
And then eventually, Anheuser bought a great deal of them out, and then of course Prohibition happened, and there was a lot of your smaller regional neighborhood breweries went out of business, and they just ended up.
And laws changed too, and so it was just within the last few, last 20 years
really.
or so. Yeah, 20 years that you were able to open up a brew pub, and we've seen a lot of brew pubs open, and not just in Missouri, Illinois, all over.
That's actually kind of why we started this, I think, because we're fans of the microbreweries and brewers, things like that. So,
well, you're seeing a great deal of this is really a renaissance for microbreweries and craft breweries.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's you're starting to see a great deal. I think if you just I think all the folks that are listening are beer fans. So I mean, the interesting fact about it is that you're seeing a great deal of interest in beer. It's cheaper than wine. I really feel that the beer is the new wine. I mean, it's cheaper. It's less expensive to make,
and great flavor,
and it's damn good. And the interesting thing is what we're trying to do is to compare it with food, and that's the new that's the thing that most folks don't understand is that good beer goes well with great food, and that's what we're trying to show.
So speaking of flavor, I think we all really like this one.
Right, and Saison and the Saison Ale is one of those ales that not a lot of people brew, not a lot of brewers will put out there. It's a seasonal by Schlafly's, and this is based on the yeast strain which comes from Belgium. The yeast strain is known for its fruity flavors, tart finishes, but I have a real strong banana taste at the end. Did anybody else taste the banana?
Which is really, really good, I think. I mean, it makes it a really smooth beer to drink and finish with.
I got a fresh banana taste at the end, but I actually got a candied banana right at the beginning. I thought, but you could really taste the banana taste all the way through. But
throughout.
It went for really candied banana, that sweet flavor, and then that more fresh, just a raw banana there at the end, which is really interesting.
Right, and again, this is a beer that goes really great with some really good foods that Montgomery's going to share with us. But it's a higher alcohol content, and Schlafly brews theirs at 6.2%. And so you get a lot of sweetness because of the malt that takes to make your beer that high in alcohol. And we mentioned the unique yeast strain. And if you've tried a lot of New Belgium's Triple has a Belgium yeast strain in it as well. You'll also have that kind of banana feeling at the end. It's amber color in the glass, not a very pronounced foam head, not a lot of bubbling action. It kind of just sits there, but I think this is a beer that it does get a little better as it warms. Some beers are like that. This has just happened to be one of those beers.
So food wise, what would you suggest for this?
This is a great beer to contrast with. You could, because of the sweet flavors, I would definitely recommend hard salami. Your saltier types of meat. Goat cheese also would be a fabulous contrast comparison with this particular beer. Anything that has a saltier flavor to it can be compared and contrasted really well with the sweet banana flavor that this particular beer offers.
So what's your rating on it then? What
I give it a 4. I mean, it's a higher. I couldn't have many of these because of the sweetness of it.
I don't think it's that sweet though.
For my palate, it is.
Okay.
The banana taste is pretty overwhelming for me. Like I said, but I'm tasting canned banana at the very beginning and going at ending with the sweetness of the banana at the end. So for me, it's definitely sweet. I could probably have 1 or 2, and that'd be about it. But I would definitely give it a 4. It's a very unique, interesting beer.
And I'm going to give it about a 3.5 to a 4 too, as well. I was excited about this beer. I was glad that Schlafly branched out and tried this style.
Now, speaking of, how long is this probably available for? Do you know?
I believe it's end of August, I think, till the probably the end of the year.
Okay.
Not really. It's their fall beer, but it's not their Oktoberfest. They do brew a pretty nice spicy Oktoberfest, but I like the Saison style. I like the yeast strain, and so I give it a 3.5 to 4.
Okay, I would say 3.5 2 actually. I think it's a. I'm kind of like Montgomery. I mean, I could probably have 2, and I think that'd be about the max. I mean, it's kind of heavy, but it's
full body.
It's full body, but I mean, it's a tasty, smooth beer that finishes real good, especially with the banana. That kind of makes it pretty smooth. So, I think we all kind of are pretty close on this beer then. Mm-hmm. So, all of our reviews are on the website, thebeerandbourbonreview.com. Go there to read this review, all of our past reviews. We've done a couple interviews, I believe.
See our top 10.
Our top 10's on there now, which we always fight about.
It's hard for you to imagine. I know.
Yeah, and I'd say for this week, that's probably about it.
Well, until next time,
from our cooler to your cooler.
Have a great week.